So see here, uh, you can see the movement of the mouse. I hope. So there is on the left hand side it is written input format and right hand side it is written output format. So if you click here, you can see all the different file formats. Okay, whatever that 100 or more than that file formats are there, all are mentioned on this side and same way on the right hand side also. Okay. So, certain things here you need to understand. Actually, you can yourself load some structure already. So from here, you can browse somewhere onto your computer and just from your location, you can load that structure or you can click here and do input below. Okay, so it will ignore your input file, whatever you have mentioned here. Simply you can start writing that. Fine. So for output also the same thing. Here if you see the three dots, um, can you see the movement of my this mouse cursor? Okay. So here if you see the three dots, you can browse and again from whatever place you want, you can actually, this is for saving the file. So you can give some name or directly you can type the name here also, like what file name you want to save. Another option is initially you just want to see without, you don't even want to save the file, just want to see the output below. So in this interface, actually things will come. So first, I said we will create protein, we'll create propane molecule. For that, we are going to convert from SMI format to a format called as .pdb. Okay, so input file format is already by default, it is SMI. If the output file format, if you select, you have to go and you have to select something called as PDB, protein data bank format. Okay, so this I am clicking here. So output format is already selected. So now for propane, you need to enter the smiles in smiles format. So I know by the rules that if I write capital C, it means some kind of aliphatic carbon atom I am trying to mention. Okay. So in this way, if I type three carbon atoms, so it will mean that it is the smile string for propane. That's easy. It is that for propane you have to simply write three times capital C. Now, if you press convert here, so this particular file format for PDB, it has like it came into existence. So you can consider like this PDB file format, it looks something like connection table. Like earlier I mentioned one connection table file format. So that connection table also has so many different ways you can represent the thing. So this is also one of the way that the all the different amount of information you have in the form of tabular way. So if you see, like, does this structure, it looks like propane to you. If you see now, smile string is something the condensed file format. But if you see the details of this propane, if you go here and if you try to understand it, does it look like propane? If you try to visualize this molecule, will it look like propane? If not, what is missing from here? Okay, so hydrogens are missing. Okay, so C3, CnH2n plus 2 you can do, and C3, H, H8 it will be. So if you add, if there is an option called add hydrogen and make it explicit, so you can do add hydrogens, click here, and every time you do some changes, you have to click on convert again and again. If you don't press convert, no changes will be happening. Even if when you will be giving the output file, that time also, if you don't press convert, the earlier file, whatever content it had, it won't get replaced. So when you press convert, now you can see along with the carbon, you have the 8 hydrogens in picture. Okay. So this is how actually you can convert from one file format to another, and you can actually save this file onto the computer. Okay. So now, as I have confirmed that there are around all these atoms are present. So what I can do, I can uncheck this output below only, and I can go to browse, and then somewhere on the desktop I can create a directory. So I have already created a directory called as CI molecules, and I'm giving the name propane. So any name you can give. I'm giving the name propane. I think it will automatically take the extension .pdb. But just to be sure, I'm giving myself also. So yeah, so you can see the output files path in my computer in CI molecules propane.pdb I have selected. But still this file, if you see in the folder, it is not generated unless and until you click convert. Okay. So I'm clicking convert. So now hopefully this file should be in the folder CI molecules. Okay. So we have created a simple molecule of propane. Now, if I try to visualize this, I have to utilize the Chimera software. So this software I will try to show you. Okay, I hope this is visible to you. This is UCSF Chimera, developed by University of California, San Francisco. So here what I will do, I will go to File, Open, and then I have to go to CI molecules, and I have to load propane. Okay, so I have loaded the propane molecule, and this is looking something like this. It is showing me one sphere. Do you think this is a propane molecule? This is of course not. What do you think? Like what we have done, which is not showing any molecules in such like propane. Okay, so let's come back to Open Babel. So here, one thing is important. Yes, the coordinates are missing, right? So if you see all these atoms here, for everything here, you can see 0, 0, 0. These are, if you see the file format PDB, and if you try to understand it, these particular three things are X, Y, and Z coordinates. And when you initially generate the coordinates, like even if you don't add any hydrogens, you can initially see 0, 0, 0. Even if you add the hydrogens are getting added, but they are also having the coordinates at 0. So whether you add the hydrogens or you don't add, you have to simply click here, generate 3D coordinates, and you have to click on convert. So um all the atoms will be having their three-dimensional coordinates. Okay, even though you don't do any addition of hydrogens, like simply suppose initially I just had the propane molecule, and even if I don't click on add hydrogens, if I only create on generate 3D coordinates, it itself add hydrogens also, and it gives them the three-dimensional coordinates. So you can see this is up. So as I have pressed convert and my output file was, it is already propane.pdb. So it is assumed that the new coordinates are already saved into this file. Fine. So let's go back to Chimera again. Okay. So here I can browse the folder and I can open the propane pdb. So now you can see the structure and you can confirm that this is the propane molecule, and you can rotate it from all the sides, you can see it, and I hope this is the correct propane molecule. Okay. So now in this way you can create any of these kind of simplest molecule. There are some more things that you can do within this software. I said it is a visualization software, so many times people visualize certain things in different way. So if you simply go into this file, you have all the options related to like opening a new file and all those things. You can even export it into different format. Like people use this kind of software for publication purposes. So people export it in high quality images like TIFF formats or something. So suppose if you want to like same molecule you don't want to use, you want to utilize, you want to load another molecule, you have to simply go here and close the session. So everything is closed. But if you want to again open something new, so if you already have in the history, you can do that, or you have to load that file. But propane it is already showing. I'm again clicking on the propane. So that close the session option is generally useful. Then on the select, if you go this particular molecule actually you can select, like it is just having here in this particular interface one molecule. So whatever it is showing like HET or something, if you select that, the green color is surrounding to this. So if there are multiple molecules, whatever by the name you are going to select, any particular molecule will be having its own name within the file. So if you select that, the green color will come to that. So that is like selected thing, and on that you can do certain changes. Like most of the time, if you go to this actions command, here if you go to atoms and bonds, you can represent the same structure in so many different ways. So this is like generally the stick representation. You can also do it, convert into ball and stick representation. So the heavy atoms will be shown like bigger spheres, and lighter will be shown by smaller spheres. So again, you have some representation like sphere. So this sphere is something which is the actual representation for a particular molecule, where it is showing the van der Waals radius of each and every atom. So that dimension to van der Waals radius is something beyond which the other atom cannot actually pass through it unless that molecule is already covalently bonded. So in this way, you can have so many representation like simply wire representation and other things. So this you can play whenever in the eventually you will be having your final mini project kind of stuff, and you want to play with your own. You are trying to predict properties of molecules related to your own mini project. So that time you can visualize these things in any different way. So one thing here is interesting if you are interested in some good coloring or something. So this ball and stick representation I have shown, and if you go to color, if you go to all options, different things you can do. Like just a minute, actually it is not allowing me to. Okay, but you can consider that just if I choose the red color and if I do heteroatom in different representation, you can different color combination. You can also do the things. Okay. So this is for creating any simple molecule. Now, okay, let's come back to our PPT. In the end, I will ask you to do certain things, so that time you can actually focus on converting and doing other things. If you have any problems, you can ask me in there. Okay. So yeah, this is important. Every time you use OpenWebel, don't forget to click on convert. Most of the people will be having this issue that things have not changed. So convert, you have forgot tracing. Then there are other file formats, like as we started with smiles, and this is the second file format you can consider, XYZ file format. So this should be considered as after the smiles, this is the simplest file format. So what it is having, it is the XYZ file format. It is, as it is simplest, it is having only the Cartesian coordinates. It will only specify which are the atom names and only the Cartesian coordinates. That is simply the name is XYZ. So all the units